everyone. Have you ever struggled to be present? To really be in the moment? You're not alone. Everybody struggles with that. It's one of the reasons why we have so many meditation techniques that are devoted to learning how to be present, like mindfulness. That's a traditional methodology where you spend your time thinking about where you are as you are. So that's what we're going to talk about today, how to be present. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really feel that presence is a huge part of experiencing life to its fullest. Our mind tricks us into thinking something else is always more important than what we're engaging in now. And that is a problem for me, and I struggle with it. But at the same time, I'm not going to criticize and condemn myself for it. I just want to be aware of what I'm doing. That's a struggle. That's hard to do. It's through being present and in the moment that we connect with spirit. Spirit is stillness. Spirit is more of the quiet voice within you, not the loud and critical and condemning voice that unfortunately often results from childhood traumas and comes from constantly being surrounded by people who are projecting their own poor self-image onto you. So, what are the benefits to being present in the now? There's a lot of reasons why you may not feel like being present or in the now. After all, the world doesn't look like such a great place right now. There's a lot of worldwide phenomena occurring that may create feelings of fear, uneasiness, trepidation. And yet that's exactly why you do want to be present and here. There is power in being present and in the now moment. The biggest and most powerful aspect is knowing yourself. When you're present and in the now, you're aware of the feelings that emerge inside your body. You're conscious of the fact that that doesn't feel good. Or, I don't think I want to participate in that. Or, wow, that really excites me. I want to learn more about this or that. When you're always on the cell phone and watching other people, you miss those subtle cues within yourself, and you miss the opportunity to discover where your joy actually lies. And you miss the opportunity to discover where society is tearing you down instead of building you up. Being present allows you to start recognizing all those little cues. You can start hearing that small voice inside your head that says, if I did this, my life would be so much better. Or if I did this instead, that would take me down a path that's closer to my real goals in life. You miss those cues when you're always distracted and not in the present. That's not all that happens. When you are present and in the now, you discover something that's more valuable than almost anything else. Stillness. Just now, that's what I did. I just experienced the stillness. It's wonderful. In the stillness, you see and feel yourself as more than just the body that you're inhabiting. In the stillness, you connect with everything. In the stillness, you become part of the whole. And when you're part of the whole, there's nothing left to fear. When you're part of the consciousness that's flowing in and through all things, there is peace that's beyond comprehension. There is a sense of expansion that this is not all that I am. I am part of everything. Sitting in the stillness allows you to connect to the higher mind, your true mind, spirit, whatever you want to call it. It's in that space to realize this life is only a small component of your existence. You are not limited to this time and space at all. You are everywhere. I'd like to share a few of the things that I learned through the stillness. One of them is when I'm breathing in and breathing out, I am one with the air. I breathe in oxygen and it heals my body. It gives me life. And then when I exhale, I'm feeding nature. I'm feeding the world around me with the carbon dioxide. And when I'm eating food, I'm absorbing the earth into my body. I'm absorbing the minerals of the earth into my body. And then when I expel the wastes from my body, I'm fertilizing the soil. I'm fertilizing the earth so that it can turn around and produce more of the nutrients needed for other animals. So then that means I am part of the earth, and the earth is part of me. And when I drink a cup of water, I am absorbing the nutrients and the fluid of the water into my body. And then I expel the water from my body. You expel water through your air, through sweat, through urination, through saliva. So you're giving back to the earth water, just like you've received, meaning you are one with the water. And what about sunlight? The sunlight feeds the plants and the earth, but it also feeds you. That's where you get vitamin D. It feeds your body. And this is where it gets really exciting. Guess what? There's a light inside of you too. And that light feeds the earth around you. Just as the sun feeds you, there's a light inside of you that feeds everything else. Unless you have special equipment or you can read auras, in most of the cases, you can't see that light. But it's there, and that light is the energy your body is putting out. Part of that energy came from the sun. That energy is what you put out. It contains your consciousness, your feelings, your thoughts. It contains even aspects of your physical health and wellness. And then when you're walking around, talking to other people, interacting with other people, their energy fields and your energy fields merge, even if it's on a very temporary basis. COVID was a respiratory disease. We breathed it in and we breathed it back out, and other people caught it from the breathing. Well, think of your energy field in the same light. So, for example, if you're depressed and you're around other people, you actually spread your depression to them through your energetic field. Now, if they have a very strong, joyful field, they may actually spread that to you. It's hard to say which way it's going to go. It really depends on the strength of the energy field a person has. I know you're asking, so where are we going with all this? What does it have to do with presence and being? Your energetic field influences other people's energetic field, even if you don't say anything. This is a really important point. The emotions you feel, the beliefs and expectations you possess spread just like diseases do, which means you want to be a conscious participant. You want to have intentionality in your energy, in the energy that you're putting out, because it's influential on other people. Have you ever watched one angry person turn an entire room into a raging inferno because that one person's anger just spread throughout the room? A long time ago, I used to work in prisons, and I could feel the energy coming off the inmates when they would step into the room with me. Sometimes they would be vibrating. The energy was so intense, and I knew just from the energy, without them saying a word, that they were on the verge of erupting. Other times they'd come in, and I could tell from their energy that they were all about manipulation. Their intention was to see what they could get out of me. In other cases, people came in and I could feel their curiosity. They wanted to know why I was there. In most cases, they didn't need to say a word. I could feel their energy. I knew their intention, their thoughts, their emotions without them speaking a word. That comes from the energetic field. And that could easily spread to me if I was not aware of it and conscious of it. But if I was distracted, if I was paying attention to other things and not paying attention to the person across from me, they could have influenced me without me even realizing it was happening. They could have had power over me just with their energetic field. And I wouldn't have even realized that the reason I suddenly was feeling angry, antsy, depressed, frustrated, or whatever was simply because they were sharing their energy with me and I was undefended. I was just absorbing that energy into myself. When you live intentionally and in the present moment, you're aware when that energy comes at you because you're paying attention. You're aware of when someone else's energy is pushing up against your own. And because of the awareness, you can defend yourself against it. This happened to me on many occasions and in many places, and the key is always being present, being aware. There's another aspect to this, though, that I think is really important to see. Just as other people can influence you because you're not paying attention and you're distracted, whether it's by the cell phone or by thoughts or being somewhere else other than where you are, same way you can influence them without saying a word. It's kind of like the sun that's in the sky. It influences the entire world and it doesn't have to say a word. Its presence does everything for it. Well, that's how your energetic field works. If you are filled with joy, if you are filled with presence and awareness, if you are filled with higher intentions, purpose, beliefs, that spreads without you saying a word. It's contagious in a very positive way. You can use your presence and being in the now to change the world without saying anything. You don't have to go out there and be an activist or work to change legislations and laws. You can change the world simply by changing your own energy field and walking out amongst people with this joy, love, and peace-filled energy. That can change the world. Your beliefs that this world is eminently changeable and fluid, that it responds and reflects our attitudes and our beliefs, that also spreads when you just accept it, realizing it, make it a part of yourself on a daily basis, and be present, be in the now, and let that energy flow from you like waves. Let the energy of your presence change the energy that's all around you. People are distracted. They're not paying attention to anything. Let your energy be what they feel, the energy of love, of joy, of peace, of self-acceptance, of non-judgmentalism. Allow your energy to be what spreads instead of the energy of anger and disappointment and depression and feelings of hopelessness and helplessness. So many of those emotions are spreading like wildfires around the world because people are distracted and they don't realize they're absorbing those emotions and those beliefs from other people. Be present. Be aware of that energy that's pressing up against your own. You can stop it. And be what you are, light. And what does light do? It dissolves the darkness. It burns away the darkness. When you are present and in the moment, knowing yourself as the divine being that you are, you become a brilliant light. And that light dissipates the darkness. It is stronger than the negative emotions, stronger than the depression, the hopelessness, helplessness, stronger than the fury that is so invading our world today. It's stronger than all that. All you have to do is be the light, be present, be in the now. Thank you so much for being with me and listening to the words that I had to offer. I hope that they were of benefit to you and that it encourages you to take the effort and take the time to work on being present, knowing it's just a challenge, it's just an obstacle in your way, and you are more than capable of overcoming it, so that you can be the light. You can be the love, the joy, and the peace that spreads around the world, burning away the darkness, burning away the destructive emotions that have taken hold of so many people because they're distracted. Don't be distracted. Be present, be aware, know who you are. Blessings on your journey, everyone. I'm Jamie Perez with The Light Journal.